ABC 36 News at Noon is brought to you by Trackside Restaurant and Bourbon Bar.
Hey friends, welcome back. Dermatology Consultants Skin Secrets is a Lexington-based organization. Satellite offices too in Richmond and Cynthiana, right here in Kentucky.
That's right. And joining us today in studio is board-certified dermatologist Dr. James LeGroux. Thank you so much for coming in, Dr. LeGroux.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about, first of all, I know summertime is a big time for everybody to get outdoors, but we do need to be careful of how much sun we're actually getting on our skin. So let's talk about this.
Yes, so you're right. It's top of the mind. We're thinking about going outside, getting in the pool, taking vacation. So it's a great time to think about how to protect ourselves, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. And what should people look for, you know, as far as protection for their skin? I know we can wear hats, we can do all of that.
Sure.
But there's actual products, too, that can really be beneficial. So let's talk about some of those
Absolutely. So it can be overwhelming. You know, when you go down the aisle in Kroger and try to look for sunscreen, like what should I be looking for?
Right.
Patients ask us. So a couple easy things that we want you to look for. The first one is the SPF, like the number that's on sunscreen. We recommend 30 or higher.
Okay.
So lower than that, it's not really considered to be effective. And then people ask, is a higher number better?
Yeah.
It's better to some degree, but tricky part, you still have to reapply. So if you're using a 70 instead of a 30, it doesn't mean that you can go all day without reapplying.
Okay, so you do have to reapply.
That's good to know. Yeah. You probably run into that a lot. People say, oh, I got this great number right here, I'm fine.
So that's, exactly. It's confusing.
Well, and so when people are applying it, like how long should we wait before going into the water once you apply it?
Yes, we usually recommend 15 minutes on dry skin if possible. If you think if you're sweaty or if you've just been in the pool, that medicine is not going to be absorbed by your skin. So if you're dry, give it 15 minutes to set in, and then you can get back in the pool or go outside.
Okay, good to know.
Very good. I saw in some of your material you'd mentioned a product about reef protection?
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have heard of that. There's been a lot in the news about the effect, and obviously we're in Kentucky, we don't have a lot of coral here, but of course people going on vacation may have heard about some of the effects that some sunscreen ingredients can have on the ocean and on coral. So there's some labeling you'll see like reef safe, and then there's specifically oxybenzone is an ingredient that has been shown to be harmful to the coral. So if you are, you know, heading down to Florida or South Carolina, that would be especially important if you're going to be in the ocean to look for.
Okay.
Yeah, so making sure that that's not included. Are there other chemicals too that kind of keep an eye open for in these products?
Yeah, so regarding the oceans?
Yeah, just benefits for, you know, I mean, any cancer causing, anything that you're aware of that we should be cautious of.
Sure. So yeah, the two big categories of sunscreen ingredients are physical sunscreen versus chemical sunscreen. So physical sunscreen you can think of as a shield, and those are ingredients like titanium and zinc oxide, which was like the classic one. And then there's chemical ingredients which are more like a sponge. So they have chemical names like oxybenzone, avobenzone, and they kind of sponge up the UV rays and prevent them from impacting our cells. So those are the two big categories.
All right, good to know.
So for viewers out there who may have done damage to their skin through the years, do you all offer like a consultation where you can say, look, this is what's happened.
Sure.
This is where you are currently, and this is where you need to go.
Yeah, so we talk about that every day. So the big things, you know, we think about photo aging, like wrinkling and changes like that can happen. And then, of course, skin cancer. So the things to look for a skin cancer would be like a mole that's growing or changing color, or a place that's new and bleeding or not healing, like a sore spot or a pink spot. Those are things to look out for that would be worrisome for a skin cancer, and you should come on in.
Awesome. And where can people go to find out more information if they do have some concerns about their skin?
Sure, yeah. So our website is just dermconsultants.com.
Okay.
You can find our phone numbers and our addresses and everything there. And we, like you mentioned, have several locations around Central Kentucky, and we're here if you need us.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming in and joining us, and for all the helpful tips, too. I like that.
Awesome.
Good to get a State of the Union before you hit the beach.
Right, exactly.
Appreciate you, Doctor.
Thank you.
We're back in just a second. Stick around.